AITA for considering divorcing my wife because she told my sister's husband that my sister cheated on him. My wife, 38F, and I, 40M, have been married for 14 years. We have 3 amazing kids together, and up until recently, I thought we were rock solid. I've always been aware that my wife can be, let's say, curious. She's the type who wants to know everything about everyone, often prying into conversations or asking probing questions. I used to brush it off, chalking it up to personality quirks and not something that would ever hurt anyone. But now, it's turned my entire life upside down. Let me explain. I have a sister, Lily, 35F, who has been my best friend since we were kids. She and I have been through hell and back together, from family drama to personal struggles. We have always confided in each other, knowing we can trust each other with our secrets. Several years ago, Lily was going through a really rough patch in her marriage. She and her husband Dave, 36M, were struggling. She'd been dealing with mental health issues and was self-medicating with alcohol. At one point, she confided in me that she had crossed a line with another guy, though it was just emotional. It lasted a month, and she was deeply remorseful. She admitted everything to me, and I could see how broken she felt about it. She didn't justify her actions, but owned them entirely. She cried, she apologized, and in the end, she decided to make a change. After that confession, Lily went to therapy, stopped drinking, and in time, rebuilt her marriage with Dave. I can honestly say that her affair was a catalyst for her growth. I was so proud of her. She turned her life around and was able to find happiness with her husband. Today, they're both amazing parents, raising 2 great kids. All of this stayed between us until a couple of weeks ago. We were at a family gathering, and I was a little tipsy. I thought I was keeping my voice low enough that no one else could hear, but my wife was nearby and caught parts of my conversation with Lily. Lily mentioned her affair briefly, thanking me for being there for her during that time, and she shared that it was the turning point in her life. The next day, my wife confronted me. She kept pressing, saying she heard something about cheating and that it wasn't fair to Dave. I told her it was none of her business, but she wouldn't let it go. She argued that Dave deserved to know and that it was wrong to keep him in the dark. I repeatedly asked her to let it go and reminded her that I only knew because Lily had trusted me. But she didn't listen. She took matters in her own hands and called Dave directly. When I found out, I felt like the ground had been ripped out from under me. My stomach dropped, and I was filled with rage, disbelief, and betrayal. My wife had just detonated a bomb on my sister's marriage, a marriage that had already been through so much. Now, Dave is contemplating divorce, and my sister is devastated. Lily doesn't know if she'll be able to save her marriage this time. She's heartbroken, angry, and hurt that the person she trusted most failed her. And now, I feel like I'm living in a nightmare. I confronted my wife and told her that if my sister's marriage falls apart, ours would too. I told her I didn't know if I could stay married to someone who could be so cruel and unthinking. She was shocked, genuinely blindsided that I'd even considered divorce over this. She's been apologizing, begging for forgiveness, and pleading with me to think of our kids. But honestly, I don't even know if I can look at her the same way. The trust is gone. The way she went behind my back and meddled in something so deeply personal, knowing it could ruin lives. I can't just forget that. Since then, the atmosphere at home has been ice cold. I can't bring myself to eat meals she's prepared, and we're sleeping in separate rooms. She's been crying a lot, telling me she regrets her actions. But at this point, I can't tell if her tears are real or if she just regrets the fallout. Our kids have picked up on the tension, and my wife keeps telling me that a divorce would devastate them, but I'm torn. If she hadn't meddled, none of this would have happened. My sister and Dave might still be happy. And now, every time I think about forgiving my wife, I picture my sister's face when she called me in tears. I'm at a crossroads. Part of me feels like I'd be giving up too easily, and another part of me feels like staying would mean sacrificing my integrity. The whole thing feels surreal, like I'm watching my life fall apart from a distance. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for considering divorce? Edit 1. Thank you, everyone, for the feedback and support. I've been reading through the comments, and honestly, it's been helping me think things through. To clarify a few points, my wife has always had this need-to-know thing about her, and in hindsight, there have been moments where she's pried into other people's business when it wasn't necessary. But I never imagined she'd take it this far. I do still care about her, and I am heartbroken over what this could mean for our kids. I just feel trapped between my responsibility to them and the shattered trust one have with my wife. I'm struggling with whether forgiveness is even possible in this situation. Edit 2. Some of you asked if my wife has tried to reach out to my sister. She has tried a couple of times, but Lily isn't ready to talk to her, and I don't blame her.